why is everyone depressed? And when you look around and you see so many people depressed, and then you see like two people that aren't depressed, and then so now I ask the question, why are those two people not depressed? Like what do they have that everyone else doesn't? And the answer isn't drugs. That's not the answer. I mean, like in the U.S., it would be easy to come to that conclusion, but that's not the answer. Um, and I looked around, I asked the question, I interrogated. That's a thing I like to do. I like to interrogate an idea, like ask the hard question of the idea. I interrogated the idea in my own mind, and then with people that I know and trust who trust me enough to be able to dig in with something, to interrogate an idea alongside me. So when I'm asking why in a hard way, they know it's not about them; it's about the idea. We're getting into it and we're going at it, right? So I interrogated the idea, and what I discovered was the people that aren't depressed have people around them that love them and support them in some version of unconditionality all the time. And I looked at that and I was like, holy shit, like that really matters. That's amazing. Like why do those two people over there have it and everyone else doesn't? What's going on here? And so I dug in, I asked why. I interrogated the idea. And I came to this conclusion, this theory that I have. And here's the big statement, the big hairy statement, the slap in the face. The slap in the face is Maslow was wrong. Abraham Maslow, when he put together his hierarchy of needs, he was wrong. Food, water, and shelter are not your first need. It turns out, and and you and I, we had inklings of this from our dietary approach, but I hadn't connected it. It didn't make sense to me yet in the hierarchy of needs. It turns out that we can't get food, water, and shelter unless we have a tribe that supports us, that loves us unconditionally, that will stand at our back and go hunting with us. We can't get our food. We can't keep our shelter. We don't know where to find the water. And it's amazing when you think about that from the perspective of the world we live in now, where all we have to do is go over to the faucet and turn it on and there's water. And so it's easy to forget that community is actually level one. That is your most basic need.
Profound. What's coming to mind is community, the relationship we have with each other. In a way, it is food, water, and shelter. I know you had a recent quote on a podcast episode I listened to. You said something along the lines of, "We are not human alone. We are only human together."
That's exactly it.
So true.
Yeah. When we're not humans, and we can take this down to the microcosm too. If you take a cell out of your body, a living cell, and you put it into a petri dish with all of the nutrients that it needs to continue to survive, and study it, the behavior of that cell that you will see, and this is a cell that was born in your body, that was born into the community of your body, the behavior that you'll see in that cell starts to become something akin to insane. It will gobble up resources like crazy. It will throw out feelers. It'll start to behave in a way that if it were in the community of your body would reject it. Your body would say, "Nope, you're not being sane. We don't need that." Um, how profound is that when you take just the little piece, the littlest piece of you outside of the community, even when you give it everything it needs, it stops being sane.
I think that's absolutely something that is true with humans as well who are isolated. I remember reading something along the lines of loneliness being as detrimental to the health of one's body mind as smoking cigarettes. Have you familiar with that sort of metaphor?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it makes sense, and perhaps even contributes. The former contributes to the latter. Being Being alone is terrible. You don't have your most basic need covered, your most basic need. We are not humans alone. We're just an animal. When we're alone, we're just an animal. We don't become humans unless we are together. Now, don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is not stop being an individual. I am and I always will be the man that you see here, the man that you hear. We as individuals, we make the community. So we can't be one without the other, and we can't be the other without the one. We are not community without the individual, but we also are not truly human until we are in community.
And there's more power to being in community outside of simply harmonizing with a higher level of holistic health, which is exceptionally important on the face of it. We also get the benefit from this almost a special sort of synergy or
Mm.
homeostasis, or some form of deeper cellular communication that's happening at the level of our holobiome. The bacteria that's floating all around us is communicating with each other, and we're picking up sense and all kinds of new information. Who knows what's happening? Dreams could be passing back and forth. There's a lot that's happening on that level that is probably not even explored on a scientific level.
Oh my God, what a beautiful riff. That was awesome. Everybody press the 30 seconds back button and listen to that again. Wow. Yes. All of that. Yes. So much. We are greater than the sum of our parts. And you go back to my previous example, take a single cell out and study it. That single cell will do some things, but we as a human, we are greater than the sum of our parts, and it grows. That's even more true in community. That's even more true when it's a group of humans working together to achieve great things. We are greater than the sum of our parts, and it's phenomenal.